Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Preseason is almost here, and the Chicago Sky team is getting ready to hit the court. But there's something interesting going on with Angel Reese. The coach is switching up her role, moving her farther from the basket. That's a big change for a player known for her power in the paint. Here's the thing, last season, Angel shot just 39.1% from within 5 feet, the lowest in the league. So now, the team wants her to try more mid-range shots, even though her shooting form is a bit slow. It's a bold move, and it could really shape how she grows this season.
And I wonder how her fans are going to feel about that. If she's further away from the basket, that doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of, or as many, I would believe, offensive rebound opportunities for one Angel Reese.
This big change could either give her career a fresh start or send it in the wrong direction. It goes against everything that brought her success so far. The real test now is whether she can grow into this new role, or struggle when pushed away from what she knows best.
She has no skill. She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else.
Let's be real about Angel Reese's performance near the hoop. Last season, she made just 39.1% of her shots from within 5 feet, the area where players usually score most easily. That's a tough number to overlook, especially since it was the lowest in the league.
Attempts, and we know from 5 foot in, she was the most inefficient field goal percentage shooter.
When stats start outweighing reputation, change isn't just likely, it's necessary. Angel Reese had the lowest shooting percentage in the entire WNBA last season among players with real playing time. In a spot where top post players usually hit 60 to 70% of their shots, she managed just 39.1%. For comparison, A'ja Wilson made 64% of her paint attempts thanks to her sharp footwork and ability to create space. Reese's struggles have forced the coaching staff to rethink her role, and the frustration shows. Her body language under the basket tells the story. Even with a good look, she'll often pass instead of take the shot. That kind of hesitation suggests she knows this part of her game just isn't where it needs to be yet.
And now she knows it to the point that even when she's on the basketball court, she's aware, like, this ain't really my thing. Let me get this hot potato out of my hand and to somebody that knows what they're doing.
The numbers don't lie, and watching her play tells the same story. Reese's footwork in the post still needs work. She doesn't have a reliable move to lean on, and her finishing near the rim is hit or miss. In a key fourth-quarter moment against the Connecticut Sun, she caught the ball deep in the paint with just one defender to beat. But her hook shot missed badly, and you could feel the crowd's disappointment.
Runs down court with the basketball, 3-4 steps ahead of everybody, has an easy layup, and throws it to the girl behind.
With Kennedy Carter no longer on the roster, Angel Reese's weaknesses are likely to stand out even more. Carter was a reliable scorer who pulled defenders away, giving Reese a bit more room to operate. Now, without that support, defenses can zero in on her. Head coach Tyler Marsh is reworking her role from the ground up, and that kind of shift for a high-profile rookie usually means the issues are both serious and ongoing. Just watch her on the offensive boards. She often puts up the same shot multiple times in one play, struggling to finish. In one rough stretch against New York, she grabbed 3 straight offensive rebounds, but couldn't score on any of them. Her teammates' frustration was clear.
Carter is no longer on the team, and new head coach Tyler Marsh is busy installing a different vision for Chicago.
This isn't just about game plans or coaching choices. It's about core basketball skills that most players have mastered long before turning pro. Most WNBA post players have spent years sharpening their moves near the rim, learning how to finish through contact, and developing backup options when defenses tighten up. But instead of focusing on building those basics, the Chicago Sky are going in a completely different direction. Coach Tyler Marsh is moving Angel Reese away from the basket. A move that's left a lot of analysts scratching their heads. Rather than work on her post-game, the team is now asking her to focus on mid-range shooting. For someone still struggling with close-range finishes, that's a massive leap.
Offense. The Sky plan to use second-year power forward Angel Reese much differently than how she was deployed in her rookie season.
The real challenge here is Reese's shooting mechanics, which make this shift even tougher. Scouts have pointed out that her release is painfully slow, a big problem in the WNBA, where defenders are fast and close out on shooters in a flash. That extra split second gives defenders a huge advantage, allowing them to challenge her shot before she even gets it off. That's the uphill battle Reese is facing.
She's working on being able to shoot off dribble, and when the play call is for a catch and shoot. Yeah, but what does that mean? Because she's... look, we've all seen videos of her practicing. She's got a very, very slow as SERP release out there.
Changing shooting mechanics is no small task. It's like asking a sprinter to suddenly run a marathon. It requires completely different movements and adjustments to the body. It's about rewiring muscle memory that's been built up for years. Professional shooters spend a lifetime perfecting their form, and now Reese is being asked to make major changes in just a few months, even though their stats show she's still working on basic finishes at the rim.
Poe wrote that Reese was increasing the use of off-ball cuts and relocating her position to constantly create balance and space in Marsh's offense. Chicago isn't planning on asking Reese to increase her three-point production this season.
In recent interviews, Reese has been nothing but confident about her ability to make this transition, insisting she can learn quickly and adapt to whatever the team needs. But for anyone who's watched her play, there's a noticeable gap between her confidence and her actual performance. Her mechanics suggest she's not quite ready for this shift just yet. The upcoming preseason game against the Barcelona national team will be the real test. Imagine this. Reese catches the ball at the elbow, faces her defender, and goes up for her first professional mid-range jumper. Will she even get the shot off without it getting blocked? Every mid-range shot she takes will be closely watched, analyzed, and used to either back up or question Coach Marsh's bold strategy.
However, Marsh wants her to add more versatility to her shot selection by hitting mid-range jumpers, 10 to 15 feet.
This is a total reinvention of who Angel Reese is as a player. Most pros spend years honing new skills before they become a big part of their game. But Reese is being asked to make this huge change almost overnight, all while the basketball world is watching closely.
Chicago Sun-Times, Reese has yet to post up at training camp as she learns the new role for the offense. Oh, this should be very interesting. Quote, for Reese, that means adapting to a modified role that will tap into her full potential as a stretch four.
There's also a major risk here. It could take away what made Reese stand out in the first place. Her double-doubles, which became a key part of her brand, came from her constant effort on the offensive boards and putbacks. By moving her away from the basket, she'll have fewer chances to rack up those rebounds, which could hurt her signature stats.
Poe wrote about her new role on offense. This doesn't mean Reese will never post up again, but Marsh understands if the Sky want to build an effective offense, they need to start building out space in the half court. I don't hate that.
If this experiment doesn't work, if Reese can't make the mid-range shots with her current mechanics, and her post-play stays inefficient, what's left? The Sky are putting everything on a transformation that basketball history shows is tough to pull off in such a short amount of time.
So I think it's going to be pretty easy. How easily Reese masters the offense will determine how successful the Sky are in 2025. The offense was a sore spot for the rookie, and how former head coach Teresa Weatherspoon let Carter delegate it didn't.
So, how will this all play out? Actually, there could be a silver lining to this drastic change. Moving Angel Reese away from the basket might turn out to be the surprising solution no one expected. After all, we've already seen how much she struggles inside. So why keep forcing her to play in a spot where she has the most trouble?
If her offense ratchets up to the next level, the sky could be scary. So, the question is, how is this going to work out?
Right now, Angel Reese shows this odd mix of awareness and stubbornness. On one hand, she recognizes her limitations, which is why she sometimes passes up open looks under the basket. But on the other hand, she'll keep trying the same shot over and over after grabbing offensive rebounds, often missing multiple times before finally scoring. Sometimes, she'll attempt the exact same shot 4 times before it goes in. That's wasted time and lost momentum for the team. Now think about the ripple effects this position change could have on the whole team. Moving Reese away from the basket could open up space in the paint for players like Camila Cardoso, who might be able to finish inside at a higher rate. Without Reese clogging the lane with missed shots, the offense could flow more smoothly.
I'm not going to lie to you. I actually feel a little bit better about her standing back further away from the basket, shooting jumpers. I do, actually.
But here's where it gets interesting. What happens to those double-doubles that made Angel Reese a star if she's not staying under the basket? That's the big question. In fact, her rebounding numbers could actually improve if she's positioned to crush the boards from the perimeter. Plus, there's a clear difference between offensive and defensive rebounds. She can still dominate on the defensive glass, even if her offensive role changes.
Now that I've seen how bad her inside game is, it's still going to be interesting because her claim to fame is what? Double-doubles. All right? That made her this hot commodity with the...
Imagine if Angel fully embraced this new role. Instead of being known as a scoring threat, she could become a rebounding machine and a defensive powerhouse. Her energy and work ethic are perfect for that. The Sky could build their identity around her defensive presence and relentless hustle, rather than forcing her into a scoring role she's still growing into. Right now, we're witnessing a key moment in Angel Reese's career. The Sky coaching staff is rethinking what kind of player she can become in the league. Her future could depend on how she handles this challenge. Will she step up and embrace a role with more mid-range shots, or will she follow the path of a player like Dennis Rodman, becoming a dominant force on the boards and on defense? The real test begins now, with the Barcelona game. Success in the WNBA is all about adaptation. What do you think will define Reese's career? Mastering her shot or owning the boards? Let us know below.